Chapter 1. The Mysterious Invitation. In a small, remote town, nestled deep in the heart of the forest, there lived three friends who were known for their wild antics and love for a good time. James, Tasha, and Kevin were inseparable and always up for an adventure, especially when it involved a few drinks and plenty of laughter. One evening, as the trio sat around a crackling campfire, sharing stories and passing around a bottle of whiskey, a strange letter arrived at their doorstep. The letter was sealed with a blood-red wax seal and simply read, "Join us for a night of thrills and chills at the old abandoned mansion on the outskirts of town. Don't come alone." Curiosity piqued. James, Tasha, and Kevin exchanged eager glances, their excitement palpable in the cool night air. Without hesitation, they made a pact to accept the mysterious invitation and set out for the old mansion. As they approached the decrepit building, its looming silhouette cast eerie shadows against the moonlit sky. The front gate creaked open with a haunting sound, beckoning the friends to enter. With nervous laughter and a hint of trepidation, they stepped inside, guided only by the dim flicker of their flashlight. The interior of the mansion was shrouded in darkness, the air heavy with dust and the scent of decay. Cobwebs clung to the walls, and the floorboards groaned beneath their weight as they explored room after room in search of the source of the invitation. Suddenly, a chilling voice echoed through the empty halls, sending shivers down their spines. "Welcome, my friends," it whispered, causing James, Tasha, and Kevin to freeze in place. "You have been chosen to partake in a game unlike any other, a game of life and death." The friends exchanged nervous glances, unsure of what to make of the cryptic message. But before they could react, a series of blood-curdling screams pierced the silence, echoing through the mansion and sending a wave of terror through their hearts. With adrenaline pumping and fear gripping their souls, James, Tasha, and Kevin realized they were not alone in the abandoned mansion. Something sinister lurked in the shadows, watching their every move with malevolent intent. As they frantically searched for a way out, the friends knew they were in for a night they would never forget. One filled with horror, mystery, and the chilling realization that some invitations should never be accepted. Chapter 2. The Haunting Game. As James, Tasha, and Kevin navigated the dark, foreboding corridors of the old, abandoned mansion, their hearts raced with fear and anticipation. The echoes of the chilling screams still lingered in the air, a constant reminder of the danger that surrounded them. With each step they took, the oppressive atmosphere of the mansion seemed to grow thicker, suffocating them with its malevolent presence. Shadows danced menacingly along the walls, and the flickering flashlight provided only fleeting glimpses of the twisted and decaying furniture that lined the halls. Their search for an exit led them to a grand ballroom, its once opulent features now faded and tarnished with neglect. In the center of the room stood a long, ornate table covered with an array of strange objects, antique trinkets, dusty books, and eerie artifacts that seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy. At the head of the table sat a sinister figure cloaked in shadows, their features obscured by darkness. A voice, cold and mocking, rang out from the figure, commanding the friends to partake in a game that would determine their fate. "You have been chosen to play the haunting game," the figure intoned, its words sending a shiver down their spines. "3 challenges await you, each more harrowing than the last. Succeed, and you may yet escape this cursed place. Fail, and your souls will be forever trapped within these walls." James, Tasha, and Kevin exchanged wary glances, their stomachs churned with unease. But driven by a mixture of curiosity and bravado, they accepted the challenge, knowing that their only hope of survival lay in playing the game. The first challenge was a test of wits and courage, a riddle that required them to unravel a cryptic poem and unlock a hidden passage within the mansion. As they struggled to piece together the clues, the walls seemed to close in around them, the air heavy with an unseen presence that whispered promises of doom. With sweat beading on their brows and hearts pounding in their chests, the friends finally deciphered the riddle and unlocked the hidden passage. The door creaked open with a deafening groan, revealing a staircase that descended into darkness, beckoning them to venture further into the depths of the mansion. As they descended into the unknown, the oppressive weight of the mansion's malevolence bore down upon them, their footsteps echoing like a dirge in the empty halls. Little did they know that the true horrors of the haunting game had only just begun, and the challenges that lay ahead would test not only their resolve, but their very sanity. Chapter 3. The Lurking Shadows. As James, Tasha and Kevin descended further into the depths of the old, abandoned mansion, the cold grip of fear tightened around their hearts. The staircase seemed to stretch on indefinitely, the air growing colder and the darkness more oppressive with each passing step. Eventually, they emerged into a dimly lit chamber, its walls adorned with eerie paintings that seemed to follow their every movement with hollow, haunting eyes. The room was filled with a palpable sense of dread, and a hushed silence hung heavy in the air, broken only by the faint sound of their echoing footsteps. In the center of the chamber stood a grand chandelier, its once glistening crystals now clouded with dust and neglect. As they approached, the chandelier suddenly flickered to life with an ethereal glow, casting a ghostly light upon the room and revealing a series of shadowy figures lurking in the corners. The figures were twisted and contorted, their features obscured by darkness and their movements unnaturally fluid. James, Tasha and Kevin felt a chill run down their spines as they realized they were not alone in the chamber. The shadows were alive, and they hungered for something more than just their presence. With a sudden jolt, the shadows began to move, writhing and twisting in a grotesque dance that sent tendrils of fear snaking through the friends' veins. They soon realized that the next challenge of the haunting game had begun, and they were pitted against these malevolent shadows in a battle for their very souls. As the shadows closed in, James, Tasha and Kevin fought back with desperate urgency, swinging makeshift torches and shouting incantations in a desperate bid to fend off their eerie assailants. But the shadows seemed to feed on their fear, growing stronger with each passing moment and threatening to consume them whole. In a moment of clarity, Tasha remembered a piece of advice whispered to her long ago by an old gypsy woman. To banish shadows, you must shine the light of truth. With newfound resolve, she retrieved a small lantern from her pack and lit its flame, its warm glow pushing back the encroaching darkness with an otherworldly power. As the shadows recoiled from the light, a low, guttural growl filled the chamber, and the figure at the center of the room emerged from the shadows, its features twisted with malice and ancient knowledge. With a voice like gravel, it spoke a chilling prophecy that sent shivers down their spines. The shadows hunger for souls untamed, but only those who face their fears may be reclaimed. The next challenge awaits, and the price of failure is steep. Will you brave the darkness, or succumb to eternal sleep? With no choice but to press on, James, Tasha and Kevin steeled themselves for the next challenge, knowing that their only hope of escape lay in confronting the horrors that lurked within the mansion's depths. Chapter 4. The Final Confrontation. As James, Tasha and Kevin braced themselves for the final challenge of the haunting game, a sense of impending doom hung heavy in the air. They knew that whatever awaited them in the depths of the old abandoned mansion would test their courage, their willpower, and perhaps even their very sanity. Guided by the flickering light of Tasha's lantern, the friends navigated the labyrinthine corridors of the mansion, their hearts pounding in anticipation of the unknown horrors that awaited them. They could feel the mansion's malevolent presence lurking in the shadows, watching their every move with malevolent intent. Their journey led them to a crumbling chamber at the heart of the mansion, where a towering figure cloaked in darkness awaited their arrival. The figure exuded an aura of ancient malevolence, its eyes gleaming with a sinister light as it beckoned them forward with a bony hand. "You have come far, my brave adventurers," the figure intoned, its voice a haunting melody that sent shivers down their spines. But the final challenge still awaits. Will you dare to face the darkness within yourselves and emerge victorious? With a shared glance of determination, James, Tasha, and Kevin nodded in unison, steeling themselves for the trials that lay ahead. The figure raised a gnarled finger and pointed towards a series of ornate mirrors that lined the chamber walls, their surfaces reflecting twisted, distorted images of the friends' own reflections. "Behold the mirror of truth," the figure proclaimed, its voice echoing through the chamber with an otherworldly resonance. "Look deep within and confront the fears that bind you. Only by facing your darkest selves can you hope to triumph over the shadows that beset you." As the friends approached the mirrors, their hands trembling with anticipation, they gazed into the twisted reflections and saw visions of their deepest fears and regrets, staring back at them with accusing eyes. James saw the spectre of a lost love. Tasha confronted her fear of failure, and Kevin faced the demons of his past mistakes. With a shared sense of resolve, they reached out and touched the mirrors, the glass rippling like water beneath their fingertips. In a whirl of darkness and light, the chamber was consumed by a blinding flash, and the friends found themselves standing in a place that was neither here nor there, a realm of twisted illusions and fragmented memories. In this surreal landscape, they were forced to confront their innermost demons and overcome the shadows that sought to consume them. Through sheer determination and unwavering courage, James, Tasha, and Kevin banded together, supporting each other through the trials and tribulations that assailed them. As they faced their fears head-on and embraced their true selves, the illusions shattered like glass, revealing the figure cloaked in darkness once more. With a hollow laugh that echoed through the chamber, the figure spoke their final words. "Congratulations, my brave adventurers. You have triumphed over the shadows that sought to claim you. You are free to leave this cursed place and return to the world of the living, forever changed by the horrors you have faced." With a sense of relief and gratitude, James, Tasha, and Kevin emerged from the old abandoned mansion, the moon shining down upon them with a gentle glow. They knew that their friendship had been tested and forged in the fires of adversity, and that they would forever carry the memories of their harrowing journey into the unknown. As they made their way back to the safety of the town, a sense of camaraderie and shared experience bound them together, their laughter mingling with the rustle of leaves in the night. And though the shadows of the past may linger, they knew that they had faced their fears and emerged stronger for it, ready to embrace whatever challenges the future may hold. Story created using https://apps.apple.com/in/app/novel AI storyteller writer /ID647-859-5172.
Y'all send us your story. Don't worry about it being perfect. We'll do our darndest to make it shine. We've got some of the best storytellers around who can add all the fixins and make your tale come alive. Whether it's a true story or something you cooked up, we'd love to hear from you and share it with folks. So go on and shoot us an email. Come on over to Nightlight Tale, where stories come alive. Subscribe and cozy up for a night full of random tales and that good old storytelling magic. Whether you're hankering for thrillers, horror, comedy, romance, fantasy, or something else, we've got a heap of tales just right for gatherings, sleepovers, car rides, or sitting around the campfire at night. So sit back and enjoy a mix of eerie, thrilling, and sometimes downright funny stories that'll bring the magic of storytelling to life.